friend, my name is Doombabe, and I'm going to show you how to make a human Toadette cosplay. For product information, be sure to check the description below. I used a compass to get the shape of the hat that I wanted, but you can just trace something circular for the same effect. Then I used a spoon to scoop out everything within that circle. I highly suggest using a different material if you can, because desert foam is very sandy and quite disgusting to use. I wanted to use a sort of sponge foam, but this was all I could find. Seriously, people say that glitter is the herpes of crafts, but this is way worse. Then I used a flat X-Acto knife to smooth out the surface. When you're done, it'll look like this. Because I didn't want the foam dust to get all over the fabric and make a mess, I decided to lightly line the foam with plastic wrap. Place the hat on a bright pink fabric and use hot glue to attach it. Because this is a human Toadette cosplay, I wanted to make it look more like a hat and less like a mushroom, so I folded the edges in. For the leftover fabric, I just bunched it up and rolled it in, gluing it down and smoothing out some of the folds. Then I cut off the excess. I didn't want the plastic right over my head, so I used some of that excess fabric and glued it in. It doesn't have to look perfect, no one's going to see it. Then take a marker and a glass and draw on the spots. I'm not a Nintendo expert, but I'm pretty sure Toadette has a spot on the top and one on each side. Then use white paint, I used acrylic, to fill in the circles. You may have to add 2 or 3 extra layers of paint depending on how vibrant the marker or the fabric are. The reason I put the spots on after applying it to the hat is because if I painted on the spots before adding it to the hat, then they would get all bunched up and lose their shape. By adding them after, I can ensure they will stay in perfect circles. This also hides some of the more prominent folds. Take a thick white ribbon and cut 3 to 5 pieces. We're going to use them for the attachments. Just sew one end on, then fold it over and sew that end in. Then when you're done, you can just put in bobby pins or whatever you're going to use to fasten it to your wig. You're going to want at least one on each side and one at the top. Cut a slit in a sponge foam ball and then stick scissors in there and pull them open to widen the slit. When it's widened enough, use the scissors to cut the edges of the slit to create a circle. And after that, just pull out the insides with your fingers until it's wide enough for a pigtail to slip through, but not so wide that it'll fall off. Apply some hot glue, then attach one end of the same fabric we used for the hat. Then tightly roll the ball on the fabric. Then fold the edge over and stitch it up. After that, apply some hot glue to the inside of the ball and start stuffing the ends of the fabric in. We're going to paint on the spots just like we did with the hat, but this time I used a can instead of a glass. When you paint the ends of the ball, make sure you paint a little of the insides as well. It looks cleaner. That being said, the last ball I showed you was a tester. You want to use a sponge foam ball that is bright, otherwise it could actually lower the vibrance of the fabric. Take a snack because this project is taking forever. I used a pen to draw a curved line on the vest I got at a thrift store, and then I cut it. Remember that you can cut more off, but you can't make it longer if you cut too much off. Cut a strip of gold or yellow fabric, wrap it around the edge of the vest, and fold the outer edge over. Pin it down and use a yellow or beige thread to stitch it to the vest. When you get to the top, fold the excess over and stitch it down. If it's too puffy for you, stitch a couple points in so you can keep it down. Repeat this for the bottom and the other side of the vest. Remember the ribbon from earlier? Well, we're going to use it on the dress now. Cut out a very long piece and pin it along the bottom. Then use a running stitch to attach it to the dress. I stitched along the top and the bottom of the ribbon so it was secure but still loose enough to flow with the dress. Prime your eyelids and apply concealer. I then used a white highlighter along my cheekbone, chin, nose, upper lip, and forehead. While we wait for that to dry, apply a bright pink eyeshadow to your eyebrows. Apply a pastel pink to your eyelids and apply a light layer of pink glitter over that. For the crease, use a neutral dusty pink. And for the brow highlight, use a white eyeshadow with pink undertones. Then use a light pearly pink for the inner corner. For the eyeliner, apply a curved wing and connect it to the inner corner of your eye. We want it to be thin but still curved. Apply a couple layers of mascara. I'm not using falsies for this look, but you can if you want. When I think of human Toadette, I don't imagine cakey makeup, so I'm just applying some BB cream for more of a natural skin look. Then I applied a light layer of matte powder. After that, I put on some bright pink blush and lightly contoured my nose and the corners of my face. And we're done! I made brown boot covers, but it had just rained and we were hiking to get to this spot, so I didn't want to get them dirty. Happy unbirthday, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Alright, the next pet peeve, EDH players. Specifically, the jackasses that will intentionally draw out a game just to unnecessarily build up their board state while their deck strokes their dick. Just stop. I don't want to see you go on for 5 minutes